Hello, I'm Roy Ruddle, and this video shows you the last step of the 6-step data quality method. I've been working in data quality for more than 10 years, and we developed the method with input from data scientists and analysts working in more than 15 industry domains. The method is freely available, and you can download it from this GitHub link. We have designed the 6-step method to let you investigate the quality of your data efficiently, rigorously, and reproducibly. The benefits include, firstly, enabling you to do more in less time because the method tells you what to do, reducing cost because we have grouped data quality checks into a carefully thought out order, and letting you get better results because by following our method you will understand limitations of your data, correct misheld assumptions, and clean your data as you progress through the 6 steps. We have created 7 videos, an overview as well as a different video for each step. This video shows you how to do step 6 in a worked example. We are using the same car parking fines dataset as in steps 1, 4 and 5. The whole dataset spans 9 years, but in the example we're using the data from 1 quarter, which is January to March 2019. The data contains 8 variables: the fine identifier, the date it was issued, the location, the contravention, and the fine, and then the last pay date, total paid and balance, which are to do with fine payments. In the previous steps that used this dataset, we checked whether anything was obviously wrong, carefully checked each variable in the dataset, and then checked combinations of variables. Cleaning as we went, we removed an empty column and stripped leading and trailing spaces from contravention and location values. But we also found some pretty fundamental issues with the data about the paying of fines, the last 3 variables in that previous table. Therefore, in this step, we're only going to profile the variables that are about the issuing of fines. So that's the PCN identifier, the date issued, the location, contravention, and the amount of the fine. We'll be covering 3 tasks: unique values, frequency measures, and inconsistent values. You already know the number of columns because we're defining which variables we're reading. The number of rows is implicit in the number of PCNs. Data format and data type are things that we found out previously, although of course if I was writing a report at this stage I would include all of that information. There are also some other tasks that we could consider investigating, such as looking for clusters between contraventions and locations, and contraventions and days of the week. As I've already said, the method is freely available. You can use any software to perform the 6-step data quality method. However, the examples in these videos use Python, the Viz data quality package, and Jupyter Notebooks. Now let's do the actual analysis for step 6, and for that I'm using a Jupyter Notebook. I start by including Viz data quality and the other libraries that I need. Then I'm going to read in the data that I'm going to use. You'll remember from the step 5 video that there seems to be some pretty fundamental issues with the data about the paying of fines. So all I'm going to do in this step is to profile the data about fines that were issued in this particular quarter, which was January to March 2019. So I'm specifying just those columns to be read in. I know the data file is encoded as an ASCII file in a text format. I know the format of the dates, and I'm going to redo the trimming of the leading and trailing spaces in the location and contravention values which are found during step 4. And then having done that, I'm going to slice the data so it only contains data for the fines that were issued in January to March 2019. And because I know there can be multiple records for each one, because in principle payments can be made incrementally, I'm dropping any duplicate rows. The first profiling I'm going to do is to use a convenience function in Viz data quality to calculate various statistics and then to use those to plot the number of unique values in each of the variables. I can see there are two fines. They were issued for 11 types of contravention in 47 different car parks on 88 of the 92 possible days in the time period. And of course, each PCN occurs just once in this particular data extract. The total value of these fines is £148,000. The vast majority are £50 fines and a small number are £70 fines. As you'll already know if you've looked at the Step 4 video, dates are complex data types. They contain information at multiple levels of detail, and patterns at one level of detail can sometimes be hidden by noise at another level of detail. What Viz data quality makes really easy is to let you look at the frequency distributions for multiple levels of detail in this single function call. So on the left here, we're seeing the raw data, the actual issues data. We can see some kind of patterns going on here. If you look at the distribution per month, we see that all of the fines were issued in January, February and March, which is what should be the case. And we can also see how the issuing of fines changed across days of the week, being highest on a Wednesday and lowest on a Sunday. Moving on to the contraventions. We plot the number of times each one occurs. Parking without displaying a valid ticket is by far the most common one, and a few of the contraventions are extremely rare. We can produce a table showing the value of the fine for each type of contravention. So some of them are for the £50 contraventions, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are for £70 contraventions. And finally, to look at the locations, there are quite a lot of these. Some of the car parks, like Woodhouse Lane, attract many fines. Others of the car parks, the fines are extremely rare. And there we have it. So what have we found out in this last step? We know that 2,911 fines were issued. 97% of those were for £50 and the remainder were for £70. There's some variation over days of the week, with Sunday and then Tuesday having the lowest number of fines. 57% of the fines were for one type of contravention, parking without displaying a valid ticket, and some of the other contraventions were very rare. 6 of the contraventions resulted in a £50 fine, and 5 resulted in a £70 fine, and half of the fines occurred in just 5 of the car parks. Once again, if you'd like to download the method, you can do so freely from this GitHub link. If you have any questions, then do feel free to contact me. I hope you've enjoyed these videos, and thank you for watching them.